Yo, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the Steam 2 video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another one of those Friday Night 9 weapons. And this time is going to be the grenade launcher, the new Pacific Epitaph. So we're going to be taking a look at what are the new perks that you can get on this weapon, what are some of the best ones, and the ones that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god roll on this weapon. And afterwards, we'll have a mini review where I just go about the things that I like or dislike about the weapon, and we'll also talk about what I think of the weapon in general, if it's better or worse than it actually was before with the old rolls. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, as well as follow me on Twitch. We've been streaming a lot on Twitch, so I'd love to see you stop by. But now let's actually get started, and we gotta talk about how to actually get the weapon, and you're gonna be able to get this weapon from running Ghost to the Deep within Friday Night 9. You don't have to do a specific difficulty, any difficulty will actually drop this weapon, but the higher you go in difficulties, the more holo foils and more depth you'll be getting. Now this weapon is a wave frame, so the main thing that you're probably going to be doing with this weapon is going to be ad clear. It is really good at ad clear, and that is the main angle that we're actually going to talk about this weapon. It also comes with two different origin traits. It comes with the original one, Restoration Ritual, meaning that every time that you revive an ally or defeat combatants with finishers, it will give you an emergency reload, and the next time that you have to reload the weapon, instead it will automatically be auto-loaded, and you're essentially able to shoot two grenade launcher shots just back to back with this perk. It's a pretty nice perk, and on weapons like this that only have one shot is definitely very useful. Or you can also go for the second perk, Gravity Well, meaning that every time you reload the weapon, it will just auto-gather all the ammo around. The heavy, the special, you just automatically pick it up. I actually think that both of these origin traits are actually pretty good, and I could definitely see myself using either of these. But now let's move on and let's start talking about the things that you guys really care about, the reason that we're all really here. Let's talk about some of those trade perks, because this thing definitely has some interesting ones. Some that are definitely better than others, but you're definitely gonna have quite a few choices. So we're gonna have a quick overview of the perks, and then we're gonna go a little bit more in depth into some of the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for. And at the very end, we'll have the god roll suggestions, so you guys know what to look for. So let's get into it, and let's start with the very first trade perk. So these are the options we have for the very first trade perk. We have Envious Arsenal, Unrelenting, Crime Stealer, Left from Gold, Demolitionist, and lastly Recycle Energy. And this perk right here is definitely where you have the most choices. You can go with definitely a lot of different ones, but let's start with what I think is the best one, and that is Demolitionist. Every time that you get a kill with this weapon, you'll get grenade energy, and whenever you activate your grenade, it will auto-reload your weapon. And since this weapon is perfect at dealing with big groups of ads and just killing multiple ads all at once from one shot, this is just a perfect type of weapon to pair with Demolitionist. Every time you shoot this weapon into a group of enemies and get a bunch of kills, you get a ton of ability energy, so you'll be able to use your grenade a lot more often, which is fantastic in PvE. Having more grenades is never not an actual good thing. Now another option you also have for this weapon is going to be Lead from Gold, and this is going to make it so you just have more ammo and you don't really run into any ammo issues even when you spam this weapon. Every time that you pick up a heavy, you also get some special, and it just helps you stay basically always topped off of that special, so you can keep spamming this thing into big groups of enemies. If you want to just spam this weapon as much as you can, Lead from Gold is going to be a pretty good choice. We also have Unrelenting on this weapon. You want a bit of its restore ability. This will give you health and also begin your health regen whenever you kill 3 enemies. And again, because this weapon is amazing at dealing groups of ads, this is a perk that you can proc very easily on this weapon. So Unrelenting is also going to be really good, and if you're looking for a bit of extra survivability to your build, this is going to be it. And the last perk that I want to mention here, because I've seen a lot of people go for it, is Envious Arsenal. Whenever you do damage with your other 2 weapons, it will reload this weapon. And I just don't think that Envious Arsenal is actually that good on this weapon. This weapon is not really something that you're going to be using for boss DPS, and it's not something that you're going to be really doing weapon swaps with. So Envious Arsenal, even though it's an amazing perk, I don't really think it's the play for this weapon. These types of like grenade launchers and the way that you play with them, they don't really play very well with Envious Arsenal, and you're definitely not going to be doing damage with these things like in the boss fight. But those are going to be the best perks that I think you should be going for when it comes to this weapon. And now let's move on to the second trade perk. Now these are the options we have for the second one. We have Chain Reaction, Kill Cliff, Elemental Honing, Sword Logic, Redirection, as well as Adrenaline Junkie. And I'm just going to be real with you. There's really only one choice that you're probably going to be going for here, and it's the best perk right here. It is Chain Reaction. Each time you get a final blow, it creates an elemental explosion, and with this weapon being so good of ad clear already, chain reaction just makes it even better. If any ads manage to survive the initial hit from the grenade launcher, then the chain reaction follow-up explosions are gonna basically kill them all. Every time that you kill any of them, they're gonna explode, so you actually get a bunch of like little explosions just constantly doing damage, and it's gonna make this weapon into the ultimate ad clear weapon. This paired up with something like Demolitionist just means that you're doing even more ad clear and getting even more grenades. Chain reaction is just overall the best perk that you can possibly go for on this weapon. There's nothing that's gonna be as good as chain reaction. It just really plays into the strength of these weapons and all the ad clear they can do. Now, you do have a couple of other like damage perks. You have kill clip, you have sword logic, you even have elemental honing, and all of those are gonna be pretty okay. The extra damage is good against some of those bigger enemies if you are going to hit some bigger enemies with this weapon, but most of the time every single ad is gonna die with just the base damage or with the chain reaction damage. So most of the time I would say that you don't really need a damage perk on this weapon, but there is quite a few that you can choose from. But I figure I keep this one simple, just go for chain reaction on the second slot. Nothing else is really going to be as good as chain reaction. And now let's move on and let's actually talk about some god rolls. What are the best rolls that you should be going for on this weapon? And let's start with the one that we kind of mentioned already. Demolitionist plus chain reaction. This is the perfect roll for this weapon. You get a bunch of grenade energy while at the same time increasing your AoE damage even more. This is going to be a perfect roll and is the roll that's going to make this weapon into just the ad clear machine that also gives you tons of energy. Some other variations on this are going to be Let From Go plus chain reaction, so you can just keep spamming your grenade launcher as much as you can. Or also Unrelenting chain reaction, which gives you more ad clear, but instead of the extra grenade energy, it gives you more survivability by letting you get some of the health as well as the regen. And those three are the rolls that I recommend that you go for on this weapon, and the ones that I think are going to make this weapon the best it can be. But now I want to hear from you guys, what is the god roll that you guys are going to be going for, or the god roll that maybe you already got. Let me know that in the comments below, as well as what do you think about the weapon. And now let's talk a little bit about the weapon and just what I think about it. Now, compared to how the weapon used to be, I definitely think that this weapon is much better just with the addition of chain reaction. It's basically like the best version of the weapon it's ever been, but besides that, it didn't really get too many upgrades. I was really hoping, and maybe I was just hoping, that this weapon was somehow gonna get choke clip. The very first like choke clip waveframe would have been amazing, especially for this event, but it looks like Bungie's not ready for that use yet, so we didn't get choke clip. At first when I saw the kill clip one, I thought maybe it was choke clip, but then I actually, looked over the perk and it was kill clip. So why I think that this weapon is better now, I definitely think that this was a missed opportunity of putting choke clip on a waveframe and making it into a very unique weapon that a lot of people would be chasing. Instead, it's just a really good waveframe, but it could have been like a must-have waveframe if they really went for it. But overall, I definitely think that it's still a very decent weapon, and if you end up getting a good rule, definitely don't delete it. It'll definitely be very good. But with that, we're gonna end today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys liked it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.